Welcome everybody to another gamelog vlog. Today we start Spider-Man 2. In the gamelog vlogs we play a lot of games. I don't just collect games, I make sure that I'm actually playing through them. In the last week and a little bit we've done pretty much every single Spider-Man game. We did Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, Ultimate Spider-Man, we did Spider-Man Friend of Foe, Spider-Man Web of Shadow, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, Spider-Man Edge of Time, The Amazing Spider-Man 1, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man PS4, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and today we begin our final entry in this franchise. It's kind of sad, kind of bittersweet. Interestingly enough though, I had a bit of a long morning today. I say morning, I got up at the time I normally get up, but I'm starting this vlog later than I normally would in the day because of the fact that last night, literally the second I turned this camera off and stopped playing, power cut. I was wandering around the house in the dark at 3 o'clock in the morning going, this is strange. I was looking out the window seeing if any of the other houses on the estate had got the same thing, and the problem is at 3 o'clock in the morning you can't exactly tell because, you know, most people are not awake because they're normal. But turned out that no, there wasn't a power cut in the house, it's just a fuse had flipped. Or a switch had flipped. I don't know. You know what I mean though. I went down to the fuse box and one of them had flipped. And I don't know what caused that. I was literally in the middle of rendering out yesterday's video, which was annoying. So that ended up getting put on halt until today. Everything appears to be working fine now, so basically I spent the first hour today doing what I should have done last night before I went to bed, because it takes a bit to render the video and it takes a bit to split the video up into the several TikToks that I get out of each video, because all the different gameplay clips that are put together for this video go on TikTok as well, but days behind. I just counted up actually, and at this point, these Spider-Man videos that you guys are seeing today, which for you guys will be a Wednesday, they're not going on TikTok until at least the following Wednesday, because I've got just that many clips. I upload 10 per day, so if I record 20 in a day like I have been, because I've been playing through more than one game each day, then that's 2 days worth and we end up far ahead. So if anything, it's incentive for the TikTok crowd to come over here and watch them in real time. You guys are getting the best of both worlds because you get to see them all in chronological order, whereas they don't, because that's not the way TikTok works, and you're getting to see them as they actually happen, whereas they're seeing them all in the past tense, which is good because it means that I've constantly got content that I can just schedule to go up and not have to be concerned. Anyway, thumbnail shot, let's see if we can get it. It's kind of annoying with the sun. I've got to hold it closer to the camera than you think. Yeah, okay, so let's begin Spider-Man 2, shall we? The final one. Time to begin our final entry in our Spider-Man playthroughs with Spider-Man 2. This will be the third time since the game came out less than a year ago that I've been through it. I'm hoping that there's a new game plus now. There wasn't the last time I played. Also, funnily enough, in the Spider-Man and Miles Morales playthroughs yesterday, I said, I wonder if I can beat both of them on one full charge of a PlayStation 5 controller, and I did, because I've just had to change it over for starting Spider-Man 2, which means I should be able to get through Spider-Man 2 on a fresh controller as well, because, well, Spider-Man 2 is shorter than, well, it's probably not shorter than Miles, but it's definitely shorter than PS4, especially when you account for the fact that Spider-Man PS4 has got way more stealth sections with MJ and Miles in than you remember it having, which was really quite annoying. I'm also quite looking forward to being able to glide around in this game, because obviously at this point, me and web swinging are getting a little bit old in the tooth, being as, what, for the last week all I've done is web swing around. I've 13 games, something like that, something mental. But one last game. Time for swinging. Much faster swinging as well. I'm pretty sure that Spider-Man 2 has got way faster swinging than Spider-Man PS4. We have come far from swinging from the clouds in Spider-Man 1 and not being allowed to touch the ground as well. And I'm still in the classic Raimi suit. I swear to God I didn't choose that. What? Again, this is New Game Plus, so I should have all of the suits and everything because I've platinumed the game before, so I should have just about everything. Ooh, I also need to turn off the controller speaker because that annoys me. Can I? I can. I was going to say, can I still do this? Oh dear. Dealing with Sandman. It's funny because in a few weeks I'm seeing all the Spider-Man films in the cinema again because they're all getting re-releases, which is pretty cool. You guys on TikTok are seeing this like well over a week after I actually played it, by the way, so maybe move across so that you can see things as they happen. For some reason, whenever we have a sequence where we run up a building, it just reminds me of what's it called? Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I feel like the soundtrack needs to start playing. Ever since I lost my AirPods, I've not heard the soundtrack. I often listen to the soundtrack of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance in the gym. I need to get some new ones. Why did they give Sandman the 2016 quiff? What's going on? Everybody knows it's all the noodle haircut these days. Anyone else think the noodle haircut seems to be outstaying the length of time that the quiff stayed for? I mean, it's kind of not even a quiff, is it? It's like, I don't know. Not a haircut for a man of his age, either way. At least we have all the powers. This mission in Spider-Man 2 where you like go around the school as Pete and Harry really reminds me of like how weird it is when you go back to a school that you went to as a kid. I don't know if you've ever done that, right? But I've done it a few times. First of all, when I was 18, I worked at the primary school that I went to when I was a kid. Which is kind of a weird thought, because it's now been longer since then to now than it was from when I was a kid to when I was 18 working there. To the point where, like, if a kid was in year 6 when I worked at that school, they are like 20 now, which makes me feel ancient. In fact, that happens. If I go to, like, Spoons, there's a couple of staff in there that were kids at the school when I was working there. And, yeah, and obviously, visually, you don't age dramatically between 18 to 26. So, you know, I look similar, pretty much the same. And it was very weird going around that school just on a daily basis working there. And then when I had to get a passport, because I didn't get a passport till I was an adult, similar story there. I had to go back to my old high school to get one of my old year heads to like officiate it, because you have to do that or something if you're too old. That was strange. Yeah, story times. Something that I think is really funny in all the different Spider-Man games is, depending on which Spider-Man game you play, depends on how competent the villains are. Like, going from one to another constantly, it's like, whoever the main villain of each one is, at some point was the lackey of another. Like, in this one, Kraven's one of the main bad guys, right? Whereas, in Amazing Spider-Man 2, Kraven was nothing. In Shattered Memories, again, nothing. Like, sometimes Scorpion is a big deal, sometimes Scorpion's a joke. Rhino is pretty much always a joke. But you sort of get the gist. Like, there have been games where Dr. Octopus is obviously the main bad guy. There have been games where Dr. Octopus is a lackey. It's funny. Also, that Kraven film is just never coming out. Nope. Not a chance. There's no world in which that Kraven film comes out. Or if it does, it's just gonna... If it comes out, it's making no money. It's not gonna. Just like a lot of the others. It's gonna be the next Madam Web, it's gonna be the next Morbius, etc. You know, Spider-Man 2 might have a lot of walking around on foot following segments, because apparently that's a thing that all first-party Sony games have to do a lot these days, but at least it's not as bad as all the stealth sections in Spider-Man PS4 and, like, half of Amazing Spider-Man 2, where you've got, like, dialogue selection wheels with supervillains. At least one of the saving graces of that game was that at any given time you can just end the conversation and carry on moving forward. That's what I did, because I ain't standing there chatting with Kraven or any of the others. That wasn't happening. I bet this place smells interesting. Oh dear. Nice cardigan, Harry. Why? And why is Pete's shirt untucked? Pete's shirt is actually way too big for him too.
Ready to talk to Dr. Young?
Oh wait. You know, this might be the only Dr. Young in any video game ever to survive. Like, if there's a Dr. Young in a video game, I feel like I can think of 5 that die. 5 Dr. Youngs. You know, I still maintain that the worst enemies in video games are robots. If it don't bleed, there's something less fun about beating it up, you know? Like, at least it's only the flying fodder. Why do they... Every game has got fodder. Name the fodder in your game. So, God of War has the harpies, for example. You've got those little running things in the Halo games. Pretty much anything that can be taken down very quickly that poses no real threat other than to be annoying. That's your fodder. But, yeah, robots are never fun. But here, at least we're back to doing Spider-Man things in our Spider-Man game. That's weird. Why was that white and not black? I thought that when you wore a black suit, it changed the tendrils back to being black. That's strange. Could have sworn that was a thing.
Take a look around.
Anyway, that was pretty quick, wasn't it?
Here?
Let me lob it. Let me lob it. Tippity tap.
Maybe it'll lead me to some answers.
You know, Spider-Man 2 really did perfect stealth. It took so many Spider-Man games for them to get stealth done properly, but the web lines, that's what should have been here from the get-go. Like, I don't know why it took them so long to come up with that, because being able to create your own perches as Spider-Man is exactly what we should be able to do. Like, we're not Batman, we shouldn't be stuck to whatever the natural world looks like. We should be able to create our own safe places. Just stick anywhere. Although, I think I'm done with stealth now. That everyone? No. Now we're done. Cool. Efficient. And at the front door too. Very efficient. Let's go. More stuff. You know, if only people were not so greedy with their licenses and live service games, we could have an entire gaming cinematic universe over the last decade where all of these heroes that have had films could have actually had good games in the same way that Spider-Man has, and then them all have culminated in something together. But because of the Avengers game just flopping as hard as it did, that will have set things back God knows how long before we actually end up with things, because everything always has to make lots and lots of money after release, because apparently games can't make enough money just by being good games anymore and selling well enough to warrant, you know, people buying the next thing they make. Oh, but actually no, wait, they can, because let's be real here. Anything FromSoft makes now, people will buy, because Elden Ring went extremely mainstream. It's almost like if you just make a really, really good game that people want to play and love, it doesn't have to be a live service game and people will just buy the next thing. And at this point, just think about how many different developers, different licenses, different games there could have been. But no, live service. Everything's a live service. The best hope we have for this is hopefully Wolverine when that comes out next year or whatever. Hopefully that's a brilliant game and it inspires them to just keep going. Because it's crazy that realistically we only have Batman and Spider-Man in terms of really good, high-budget, like, games when it comes to superheroes. It's wild that we don't have more, considering just how varied they could be and all the options that are there. It's like films have done everything they possibly can with most characters these days, to the point where the MCU's dying. It's time to do it again, but with games, you know? Hey guys, we've got some stealth to do. You know what that means. Stealth. That lasted less time than I thought it was gonna. That guy was safe for a second. Oh well. At least it's not forced stealth, because I hate forced stealth in games. Like, people are always saying, why don't you do Metal Gear or Splinter Cell? And it's like, well, I don't do stealth. So like, I don't know. The closest to a stealth game you'll get from me is Dishonored, because that can be done decently violently while still being stealthy. And there's no real detriment to being caught out, besides, you know, having more rats and Emily going a little bit insane. But stealth? Nah. I don't think so. And the last one. I said I was hoping to bounce him off the back of it. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. I said go to sleep. That was just Spider-Man paralysing somebody. Well, at least we were halfway into the game before the game started giving us Mary Jane missions, and at least the game gives us a weapon as Mary Jane this time. Like, they did learn from their mistakes with the first game. Like, playing through the entirety of the first game yesterday, it really did feel like every third mission they'd take you away from playing as Spider-Man, which, you know, less than fun considering what are we here to be doing in a Spider-Man game. So looking at you, Ironwood in God of War Ragnarok. I do wonder, did God of War Ragnarok patch it so that you could skip cutscenes at all? Because I've played Ragnarok like 3 times, and if I do the God of War games again... In fact, as much as I love the reboot of God of War and such, it does mean that every time I do a replay of God of War, it takes way longer than it used to. Because each one of the original God of War games is like 4 or 5 hours. So like, I can bang out the original God of War games, the first 5 of them or so, in like 3 days. But then obviously Ragnarok and 2018 are much longer games that need way more time. And just the way that I play things, being that I play things one after another, means that it like doubled the length of that franchise in terms of time investment. So yeah, I do wonder, with how cutscene heavy Ragnarok is, did they introduce a cutscene skip at any point? Who knows? It's pretty crazy how powerful Kraven is in the Sony Spider-Man universe, considering Bro took out most of the animal-based bosses and was able to pretty badly mess up Peter. Like, in all the other ones, Kraven's just some guy. I mean, Kraven in Spider-Man PS3 360 version was pretty annoying, but so was Spider-Man 3 PS 360 version. Kraven in Shattered Memories was fine. What else? Where else did Kraven appear? Amazing Spider-Man 2 was a joke. In this game, what are Kraven's powers? Because in some of the other games, he seems to be able to like take on the attributes of animals, whereas I don't think he's... He just seems to be some sort of like super soldier in certainly Spider-Man 2. I'm blaming the cardigan.
This is nothing. I remember in 5th grade when you... No. You gotta stay awake, buddy. No!
Slurp. He's awake. And now for a quick intermission because I'm going to the cinema. But would Ruby like some belly rubs? Belly rubs. Thought she might. I thought she might. Why has the camera spun itself like that? You being a good girl? You being a good girl? Yeah. What is your face doing? I feel like it's been ages since I've been in the cinema.
It's been 2 days.
2 days is a while. To be fair, if we have trouble today, that is 3 for 3. The last 2 times we've been to the cinema, there's been a problem with people.
Today's film could literally go 50-50.
It could be 50-50.
People that will be super chilled and don't say a word, or it's people that are dickheads.
Today's going to be perfect or awful, because we're seeing The Mummy from 25 years ago or something like that. It's the anniversary showing. And anniversary showings, usually people care a little bit more.
Or it attracts Gen Pop.
Or that happens. Or often these are the cheaper showings than normal stuff. And therefore...
It is also a Tuesday. It's one of the cheaper days to go to the cinema.
Oh no, it is, isn't it? You never go to the cinema on a cheaper day, because if you go to the cinema on a cheaper day, you deal with people that don't actually like going to the cinema and they sit there on the phones talking. But yeah, we'll see, I suppose. I'll moan either way, I'm sure. Right then, we're here. I'll see you all when we get out. You know, whenever we see anniversary showings like that, it makes me wonder what's the first film going to be that we see the anniversary showing for that we also saw in the cinema.
I had this conversation with somebody at work today talking about like how it must feel for films that are having like reboots or anniversaries, but like people who are like 40 odd with the people that saw them in the cinema. How old must it make them feel?
I mean, next month we're going to see Spider-Man 3, and I saw that.
They're already re-releasing like the Avengers and the Spider-Mans, yeah.
But
that's really recent.
Spider-Man 3, it's not the anniversary of it, it's the Spider-Man 2 anniversary showing that they're doing it for. But
I feel like it's when something's going to be like 20 years old, then it's going to feel really old.
Well, Spider-Man 1 and 2 are both 20 already.
Oh, shit.
3 is 20 in 3 years. In 3 years, it's been 20 years.
Yeah, but I didn't go see those at the cinema.
I did. In 3 years, it's been 20 years since I went with my nan to see Spider-Man 3.
When did Finding Nemo come out?
I want to say 2004.
I think I went to go see that.
Well, that's 20.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can we put that in the cinema? I could watch that.
I didn't start going to the cinema until I was like 10-ish because of my nan. Because I never went with my mum or my dad, did I? Because they don't do anything ever.
No, you can go this way.
I was about to say, is there a road that we can use?
No, just we have to.
I thought we were going to have to, like, yeah. Also, what is it with people and going to the cinema and getting there really, really late? Like, for example, that film was tallied to start at like...
I think people vastly overestimate the amount of adverts and stuff.
Yeah, they've got to, because otherwise, what? You should have gone. Because otherwise, what are they doing? It's like, say that film was supposed to start at... What time was it?
It was 7:45.
7:45.
The film came on at like...
Say 8:10.
Yeah.
So like 25 minutes of ads and trailers. But
people were turning up at like 20:15.
Someone turned up like 15 minutes into the film, and it's like, you are now like 40 minutes after the start time in terms of like the booking time. Like, what happened there? The only time we've ever done that, we just went home and didn't and came back another day.
We tried to go to the cinema, but it wasn't.
It was that film about the woman and the writer on the boat. Was it Reminiscent or something, or The Night House? I don't know. There was a horror film where she was a writer and her husband was dead, and she went on this lake house thing.
The lake house.
Could have been, yeah. And we got here and it was so late by the time we'd ended up parking. I think the Euros were on. I think it was during,
4 years ago.
I think it was the football of some variety was on, and we couldn't park no matter what we did.
And we were already late. We couldn't park. We didn't want to then have to go try and find somewhere else to park.
So we just came back another day. Yeah.
Now you get an email saying you didn't turn up for your film.
That wasn't it. He went through on that red light.
So you get emails telling you off if you don't go in now.
Either way.
But the stupid thing is, you can't cancel your cinema ticket within 2 hours of the showing starting.
Which is usually when you'd know it was going to be a problem.
Which is when things happen that you can't then go, which I think is a bit silly. Especially for us who are Limitless members.
Mm-hmm. See you in a bit. Anyway, time for us to put in our last shift on Spider-Man 2. We're about halfway through. It's 10:30. So I'll definitely finish before I sleep. Interesting how it's taken me long. I feel like, I don't know, I've just not been that productive today, apparently. It's kind of strange. Being as the last, 3 days, I beat 6. I beat 2 a day for 3 days, and then for some reason, I haven't done as much as Spider-Man 2 today, even though I feel like I've played for pretty much every moment that I could. I mean, I went to the cinema for like 3 hours, so there was that. Definitely lost some time there. But I went to cinema on Sunday as well. I still did 2 that day, so I don't know. Everyone says Spider-Man 2 is really short compared to the others, but apparently not. Anyway, let's get this done. I was in the cinema thinking, what's next? What shall I do next? I always like having a plan. But once I'm committed to something, then I'm committed to it, so we'll see. Hi Lizard, let's not have a repeat of what happened in Spider-Man 3, shall we? Where you were really annoying over and over again. Let's not have that, shall we? Let's just beat the piss out of him. Just absolutely wreck him compared to what happened in Spider-Man 3. No throwing you into no generators in the sewers. We're still in the sewers and there's still a generator back there. But we're not throwing you into it, not yet anyway. And not with silly motions where we've got to click the left stick in and hold it clicked in and Yeah, nah, none of that. Will absolutely have nothing to do with any of that. Not this time, not ever again. No. Also, at this point, it looks more like a dinosaur than a lizard. How many trank darts will it take to put you down and then tame you? I've never used gadgets on him. I don't know what it would do. He didn't like that, did he? Smash. Come on down, lizard. And another one. Smash. How to absolutely wreck the lizard. To be fair, that went about as well in the third game as well. Yeah, with New Game Plus powers, we just can just use all of the skills and just bully the lizard. Jesus Christ. Alternate between gadget stuff, rage mode, and all the abilities. I still miss my impact webs though. Bye, lizard. Although I thought we finished you here. Ah, speaking of dinosaurs. Irony, I suppose. Who'd win in a fight, Venom or the lizard? Okay. Let's see if we can bully Martin Lee the same way we bullied, who did we bully just now? Lizard. There we go. A few missions ago now. Okay. Looks like I can't just spam the abilities on this one. Still gonna. I'm sure it'll be fine. How much damage does that do? Decent chunk. I've changed my skills and I keep using the wrong ones. Boing. And that's phase one. That's cheating. Dodge. Dodge. Jump. Oh, wrong one. Dodge. Yeah, I need to... Do I even have the right ability on right now to do the jump dash thing? This one? Yeah. Okay, cool. I was concerned. Ooh, that was a lot of damage. And another phase done. Don't we go into some sort of psychological thing before we finish him off? I swear that's a thing. Can I break him out of this by chucking something? No. Imagine I could just throw a brick at his head. Give it the old British try. Got you. I was a bit slow on the parry. Nope. Nope. I mean, technically I hit him. And done. And now the final fight with Kraven. Oh, good lord. The time it takes me to click record, I always get hit in every game ever. I also don't have anything charged right now to bully him with, which is annoying. This. Nope. Nope. I suppose it's not technically the final fight with Kraven. Oh, he gave us the good old Bane treatment, okay. He's only got 1 health bar. Come on down. No, it's fine. Jesus Christ. Hello? That was close. There we go. I haven't had to parry much, because usually I can take things out before they do anything unparryable. Oh, now we got you. And done. Come on. That it? We done? See you later, Kraven. Literally. Bye, Kraven. Spider-Man's symbiote giving him a few extra inches of delt.
But you still hold back. Kill or be killed.
A video from this morning has done 400,000 views. That's pretty cool. Alright, Tech Knight, chill out. As you bit it, but that must have tasted awful. Miles put Craven in timeout just then.
Sorry about that.
Here we go. I can't believe it's taken this long through the Spider-Man franchise to have a fight with Spider-Man. Like, not even in Ultimate Spider-Man did we have a fight with Spider-Man, which would have been a great opportunity because you have a fight with Venom as Spider-Man like 4 times, and you play as Venom in every other level in that game. Like, they didn't even, none of the games even did the early 2000s thing where they have you fight a like Phantom version clone. Like, so many games did that. The closest thing to that was Mysterio had some like deformed versions of Spider-Man in the Funhouse in Spider-Man 2. But aside from that, nothing of the sort. And you'd have thought that of the 13, 14 Spider-Man games I've played, that at some point, besides this one anyway, we'd have had a fight with Spider-Man somehow, some way. Even if it was like the amount of times the black suit has appeared through these games, it could have been like an internal struggle. Where like red suit Spider-Man fights black suit Spider-Man like internally, in like a brainscape sort of thing. Is this the best cutscene in Spider-Man 2? It might be. I've still got the suit on underneath because I'm New Game Plus, but that kind of ruins the dramaticness of it, I suppose. If anything, he just cloned himself. Which, to be fair, symbiotes kind of what they do. Should have set it on fire. Miles looks so short in this outfit, even though I think he's technically taller.
Come on. Let's move.
It's a good thing there was a bell. It's a good thing that every time there's a fight with any sort of symbiote, there's always something we can create lots of noise with nearby. Be a right struggle otherwise, wouldn't it?
These last few days.
The neck doesn't fit right. That looks weird. That looks really weird.
For everything.
It looks flared.
That's what Spider-Man do.
Did anyone else in Spider-Man 2 think that after this mission where you play as Venom that this was going to become, like, a thing you do more frequently through the game? It's interesting to me that the only time in the entire game you can play as Venom outside of, you know, glitching your way into it is this one mission. Would have been cool. It's interesting that they put, like, all the mechanics in for you to play as Venom, without the ability to ever do it again. Is this the first time I played as Venom since Ultimate Spider-Man? Might have been. Plays decently similar. I mean, I do miss the tendrils, the tendril swipes, and the backbreaker. Can we do a backbreaker? Is there a grab button? I swear there's the way to pick people up. Oh well, we'll see I suppose. I'm sure there was. But in Ultimate Spider-Man you could pick people up and literally fold them in half with this horrible, awful, amazing noise. Anyway. Then another key point is Act 3 of Spider-Man 2 goes by so fast compared to like everything with Kraven. It does feel like from here on in we are just like hurrying up. Like there were scenes from the trailer of Spider-Man fighting Venom out on the streets of New York in the daytime that I'm pretty sure don't exist in the game. And yeah. It's almost not enough Venom in the Venom game. Okay, now it's time for the final fight with Kraven, and I don't know why he thought this was a good idea. I mean, obviously, he didn't, but... Can we grab Kraven? No. It's not like we've got abilities to spam in this boss fight, it's just straight bully the man. And parry his Spartan sword and shield. Shield and spear, even. Nope. One health bar or two? Hello? I feel like I've done more damage to him so far by chucking stuff at him. I feel like my squares are not actually connecting. Oh, there we go. Phase 1. I'm pretty sure there's 2. That was cool. The tongue grab and slice. Okay. We don't do very much damage to him. But we also pretty much only have one combo. Web of Shadows, this is not. Still miss that game, you know. At some point, Web of Shadows is going to become one of those games that I can play without playing the rest of the franchise. That's how you know a game is good. There are a lot of games that I'll play because it's a part of another franchise. Because I don't tend to skip entries. But Web of Shadows is one that I would go back and play on its own. Same thing with like Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Or even Origins. Now we're done. By the head. Venom does enjoy his boss fights in Times Square, doesn't he? It's where we fought Electro in Ultimate Spider-Man. Now this boss fight always makes me laugh because she basically starts going for... She goes for Peter's throat. She ain't fighting Spider-Man here. She's fighting Peter. She's like, you can't pay the bills. You're your shit father. Your dick small. she goes for the throat here. Even Black Cat, when she had the symbiote in Web of Shadows, didn't do that. Oh dear. Come on, Willow. That reference is probably too young for, or too old for TikTok. Phase 1. She looks like she's covered in mustard. You know when you mix ketchup and mustard? That's the colour she is. Phase 2? Phase 2. Oh yeah, I forgot I could do this. I'm not supposed to be able to do this at the moment, but I can, because New Game Plus. Guys, you are in the streets fighting. I really did not. I was listening to what they were saying too much. I got beat up. Oh dear. After this fight, everyone in the neighborhood knows who Peter is. Should have saved that for phase 3 really, but whatever. Doesn't do much damage. Why do I have no sonic booms? Phase 3! Where was my parry, bro? There we go. There we go, get some combos going. We just stopped her talking, I think. What? What's going on here? Here she is again, going on about the bills. That's probably it. There we go. And now time for a protein bar break. I'm going to have a chocolate Easter egg layered bar. Remember guys, if you use my protein, be sure to use code KALE, because then I get to keep making these videos for you guys. So send me screenshots of any orders you ever make over on Instagram, because they also give me a £200 voucher to give out to you guys. I wonder if at any point in the development of Spider-Man 2, especially towards the end of the game here, when the city is completely overrun with symbiotes and they're just running around everywhere, they were like, yeah, this is how Spider-Man Web of Shadows played out. I do wonder, like, I should search. Is there any like Easter eggs to other Spider-Man games in these ones? Who knows? Because Spider-Man Web of Shadows and this one are very, very similar in their plot. Well, kind of. The later third. It's interesting how Spider-Man 2 was kind of marketed as like, this is the Venom game, but realistically Venom's only in the last third. It's more of a Kraven game than a Venom game if we're just going by sheer number of missions and time allotted. But yeah, where are the Avengers as well? where are the Avengers right now? Was there ever anything said that was like, yeah, the Avengers are out of town, but like they can move across the planet very quickly with the tech they have. Like I feel like if the entire city gets that wrecked, that they should be here somewhere, you know. Obviously they can't, because then the game would be boring. But in-universe reasons. Oh, here we are. Last chance, last mission. Let's go. Right, time for the final fight with Venom. Our final boss fight of our Spider-Man franchise playthroughs. Let's do this. So, I'd love to know... It's not going well. I'm trying to speak, Venom. I'd love to know just how many boss fights we've done. Just how many times I've fought some of these people. Like, Venom has been the main bad guy in like 3 of them. Ish. Less than you think, I suppose. We have got to take him down quite a few times here. This attack he does there reminds me of Web of Shadows. No, I will not stop talking about Web of Shadows. Where is he? Found him. My stuff is not regenerating. Okay, there we go. No! No. He's so smooth looking. Yeah, if we bully him with them. And then into these. That does not do as much damage as I thought it would. Haha, your mum's gone. Come on. So there's just nothing throwable whatsoever here then. Bro, why can't I heal right now? Why can't I heal right now? I feel like phase 1 should be done by now. Yeah, no, my gadgets are useless versus Venom. Okay, phase 1. When am I going to be allowed to use Rage, bro? Why have I not been allowed to use Rage? I mean, he hit me through it. Usually we're invulnerable. Right, damage time. Ironically, this is kind of how Edge of Time started, with anti-venom draining Spider-Man's power to the point where he was killable. Where to this time, Venom? Here he is. Really? Where's my parry? Where was my parry? Bro. Can't believe we're doing this twice. Bro. Come on. Another phase done. And now he's got wings. Switch to Miles. What isn't skippable in terms of cutscenes seems to be very random. Like now it is. Right. Phase 3. Oh, we have destroyed phase 3. Miles is such a better fighter. Miles' abilities is so much stronger than Pete's. Right, look at that for phase 3. On again. Is everything charged? Something I can use? Not really, no. That is, though.
You took him away from us. Took him away? What the hell are you talking about? We remember what you did. Harry, that's the Cynthia talking, not you. Now we're jealous. That's why you pushed us apart. Maybe I was, but Pete wasn't Pete.
We are absolutely bullying Venom as Miles. What a different story that was. I think that's about it, right? In terms of actual physical fighting. Or is it one more? Is there a fifth? Yeah, Miles wrecked him. Gonna give him the old Atreus Kratos wombo combo.
What's happening? Hang on, buddy.
You're going to meet your mom.
Leave him.
And the Venom from Web of Shadows. Oh, that's comical. Bye, Venom. And that brings us to the end of Spider-Man 2. How is there a trophy? I already had the platinum. Whatever. That brings us to the end of Spider-Man 2 and the end of our Spider-Man playthroughs. Let's get it put on the log, shall we? I've beaten literally every single one of them in one day, each. And some of them 2 in a day for 3 days straight until today. So that's Spider-Man 2 PS5 on the log on the 9th, 09/07/2024. Okay, so let's just backtrack it, shall we? That is 13 Spider-Man games beaten since the 30th. Spider-Man 1 on the 30th of June, Spider-Man 2 on the 1st of July, Spider-Man 3 on the 2nd of July, Ultimate Spider-Man on the 3rd of July, Spider-Man Web of Shadows on the 4th of July, Spider-Man Friend or Foe on the 5th of July, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions on the 6th of July, Spider-Man Edge of Time on the 6th of July, Amazing Spider-Man 1 on the 7th of July, Amazing Spider-Man 2 on the 7th of July, Spider-Man PS4 on the 8th of July, Spider-Man Miles Morales on the 8th of July, and finally Spider-Man 2 for the PS5 on the 9th, which I think is my second longest franchise of games I've ever played through in terms of amount of games. The only things that could compete with it are possibly the Assassin's Creeds, which I have done several times. Last year was 11, so no, not quite there either. What else? The Call of Duties are the ones that probably beat it. A few years ago now, I did a lot of Resident Evil games here. That was 13 games as well. That was quite a few. I think Call of Duty probably beats it. I did Call of Duty back in 2021, which means I'm probably going to do it again soon because it's been a long time. And back then that was 15 games. So it's probably tied for second place with Resident Evil for being the longest franchise I've played through in terms of amount of games. And if I played every single Resident Evil game, that would beat them all by a landslide. And if I was to do Call of Duty now, with there being newer ones, it would also be a longer franchise again and hold that same top spot. But yeah, it's not even 2 a.m, so I'm in for an early night. I'll get this video rendered out, get the last of the Spider-Man TikToks scheduled, well, I can't schedule them. So with TikTok, you can only schedule 30 videos in advance, which is 3 days for me. And right now we have got like a week of TikToks to upload. And I don't know when TikTok is going to see these videos at this point. It truly is going to be over a week away. But yeah, in terms of what I'm going to do next, tomorrow I'm going to do a standalone video going through each of the games, rating them versus each other. Doing I played all the Spider-Man games, here's what I thought sort of video. And then I'm going to play some standalone games for a little while. Not for too long. And I think the next franchise of games that I'm going to play through, it's between two very, very, very different franchises. I haven't decided yet. I'll think about it. But yeah. See you guys in the next one.